Hey, it's Billy, and this is tutorial number 9 on how to create a website for your church. Last time, the topic for today is using tables. The reason we decided to do this tutorial on using tables is because last time the topic of the tutorial was how you add a picture to one of your web pages, and we added this in here, and we realized, this doesn't look all that great having the picture. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look that great having the picture below the text. And what if we wanted to put the text next to the picture or move things around a little bit? So I thought it would be a good idea to do a tutorial on how to use tables to format your pages. So here we are at grapevine.tinypurplegrapes.com, where our test website is. And I'm going to log in. And what we want to do is edit this page and format this text so it looks a bit nicer. In the editor, you can see it even looks a little bit more jumbled up because of the way things are formatted. When it displays on the page, what's happening is this picture is being word wrapped around so it appears on the next line after this text. So anyway, what I want to do is I am going to give us a little bit of room to work here by putting some lines above this, and I'm going to add a table. So this little icon here is how you insert a new table into your page. So I click on that. And that opens up this other dialog where we can sort of configure our table. And we want a really simple table. There's some advanced settings that I'm not going to go into. You can play around with that if you want to. But what we want is we want to have 2 columns and 1 row. So it's already set up for 2 columns and 2 rows. That's the default. I'm going to set it for 2 columns and 1 row. You can see we can also set cell padding and spacing, which sort of determines how things are spaced between the different cells of the table. But this should be good enough. So I'm going to insert this into our page, and you can see that it's a very tiny little table that has nothing in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick our text. I'm going to select all of the text and do a Control-C to copy. And I'm going to click on that first cell and do a Control-V to paste. So now we got our text placed in that first cell of the table. And over here, it's sort of hard to see because it's super thin, is the second cell. And I am going to move this picture into that second cell of the table. We could probably add a few spaces in here to make this easier. Now I'm going to paste this picture right into this cell. And I'm going to get rid of this text down here. And I stuck those 2 spaces in there. I'm going to get rid of those. So I'm deleting those. So now this, let's see. Alright, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to see if I can undo that. Alright, good. Control-Z undoes the mistake. Alright, so anyway, I put those spaces in there to make it easier to move this into that cell, but now I've deleted those spaces, so now the table fits right snug against this picture. Well, let's save that and see how our page looks now. Okay, so now we've got our text on one side and our picture on the other, and to me this looks like it's a little bit cramped. This text looks a little big, so I'm going to edit the page one more time and see, maybe shrink this down a bit. So instead of a 6-point font, maybe let's try a 5-point font. And once again, it is a WYSIWYG editor. It does try to look as much as it can like the page it's going to be pasted into, but this cell happens, there's a little more space here, so the wrapping is going to be a little bit different when we go back to our main page. But here's how we got that, and I think that looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave it like that. And I think that concludes this tutorial. We've got our image over here and our text over here inside of a table, and that was our goal. So till next time.